Finally, in the event of a water landing, we have a whole boatload of life jackets down here in the hatches next to me. Don't worry though, the average depth of the river is about 4 feet deep. If I sink the boat, y'all can just stand up, walk out. We're gonna do a big circle around downtown. Wind up right back here in about 30 minutes. Listos? Ready? Vámonos, y'all.
Bye, people.
So straight ahead of us after this bridge is La Vita. La Vita means a little village. This is where the missionaries found a Native American settlement. The original buildings were all destroyed by floods. Most of the ones you see up there today were built in the 1800s. Today, La Vita is an arts district. It's about 1 block by 2 blocks. They have shops, cafes, restaurants. They also host a lot of cultural events, like tonight. They're hosting the Fiesta Noche del Rio. It's a little concert that's going to take place ahead of us here in the Arneson River Theater. Showtime is 8:30. You can buy your tickets over here on the left at this little table. Seating is on the left, stage is on the right. This is the pre-show right now. They're just getting warmed up. Y'all are part of the show now. Be sure to wave. Show starts at 8:30. When we get back, y'all can just walk over, grab your tickets. Y'all know how flamenco dancers fish? They cast a net. They're just gonna keep getting worse and worse, y'all. You're stuck out here with me in my bad. Coming up on the right, the Bristol Western Art Museum has this sculpture of a vaquero, a cowboy, driving his cattle. Y'all know the best way to count cattle? With a calculator. The last group booed me for that joke. Can I get a boo? Oh, that's music to my ears. Although y'all weren't very loud, I don't think anyone heard you. Want to try again? Ready? 1, 2, 3. Now as I steer the boat under this low bridge, please watch your heads. If y'all hear me yell, I'm about the birds. This is the Presa Street Bridge, I know because it says so there on the side of it. When they built this in the 1890s, they were planning on boat tours going underneath.
Oh, yeah. What? What the?
Ahead of us on the right is an island surrounded by water. This is Marriage Island on the right. Over 200 weddings take place here. I saw a proposal here yesterday. And today I've seen lots of quinceañeras take their photos. It's also where the ducks like to nest. They'll be under here, under these trees after they finish their second supper tonight. Before this next bridge was built, this was the site of a popular river crossing. The pioneers and cowboys, they would use this spot to ford the river. They even drive their cattle over this spot in and out of town. Speaking of, you know what you call a cow with no legs? Ground beef. You know what you call a cow with no back legs? Utter drag. You know what you call a cow in an earthquake? A milkshake. You know why cows have hooves? Because they lactose. What do you call a mama cow that just had a baby? Decaffeinated. Over on the left side, this is the Tower of Life building. If you look way up there at the very top, near the American flag, you'll see some monsters, some gargoyles way up there. That's how you know this building is neo-Gothic. Any of you see the movie Ghostbusters? It was not this building. But if you're lucky, maybe you'll see Spider-Man way up there at the top. If you look at the second story on the left, you'll see the Gothic arched windows. Just below those, between the first and second windows, you'll see those ugly faces. These are kind of like the gargoyles. They're called grotesques. They were put on this building, the tower-like building, for superstitious reasons. They're supposed to ward away bad business. We know they don't work. The tower-like building was completed in 1929, just before the great stock market crash. The developers went bankrupt.
Oh, ducks.
We're about to head underneath the St. Mary Street Bridge. As we pass underneath, if you take a good hard look at it, really examine it closely, you'll find this bridge has no significance whatsoever. Straight ahead of us is the Bexar County Courthouse. It's that building with the acorn-shaped dome dead ahead. It's also called Big Red because it's made out of red sandstone, although some people take it for granted. It's in a Romanesque revivalist style that was popular in the late 1800s. Thank you for groaning at my granite joke. Straight ahead of us is the green traffic light is floodgate 4. Before we go over it, I'm going to honk the
There's a
horn.
light.
Ready, 1, 2, 3. That's to let the other boats know that we're coming in.
Hello.
Floodgate 4 opens from the bottom up like a drawbridge. We're going to be on top of the floodgate right now. The river continues 200 miles to the left. It goes all the way to the Gulf of Mexico. Only thing standing between us and Cancun, the top of that 15-foot dam behind us. There's the top of it way down there. I could go that way, but I could only do it one time. Besides, you know what they say? Don't go chasing waterfalls. That pink boat way back there, they've had enough. They're going to go over the side. Actually, that's where our other marina is, just before the dam right behind us. We're now in the man-made flood control channel. This was constructed after a horrible flood in the 1920s that devastated San Antonio. The floodwaters got 9 feet above street level. So the city constructed this flood channel as well as the floodgates and dams to control the water level, which is the whole reason we have a river walk out here today. Once you control the water
Because
level,
the cool
you can
looking
pave the
flag.
sides of the riverbanks, open up shops and restaurants. Y'all know where fish keep their money? In a riverbank. I get all my material from popsicle sticks. Coming up on the left is the oldest part of town. If you were to go behind the trees on the left, up the stairs, you'd be inside Main Plaza. That's the site of the original settlements of San Antonio. The town of San Antonio was founded by Spanish settlers from the Canary Islands who arrived here under the orders of King Philip of Spain. That was in the early 1700s, shortly after the missionaries arrived.
Yo, we still call State Bridge. I don't know. Samsung.
So straight ahead of us is the oldest and tallest cypress tree on the Riverwalk. It's over 200 years old, over 90 feet tall.
Oh.
A couple
That
months
one's
before
famous
the Battle
tree.
of the Alamo was the Siege of Bexar. That's where the Texans took over San Antonio. The leader of those Texans is a man named Ben Milo. He was over on the left bank, trying to find a way to attack Main Plaza. When he was shot and instantly killed by a sharpshooter hiding up in the cypress tree on the left. We're now heading underneath Floodgate 3. There's pigeons up here on the floodgate. Don't look up with your mouth open.
Python. Hello, Python. It's gonna do me.
Hey, you want to hear my construction joke?
Yeah.
I'm still working on it. Nailed it. It's a work in progress. After the scaffolding on the right is the Esquire Tavern. That's the oldest bar on the Riverwalk. Opened up the day after Prohibition ended. Somehow they already had a fully stocked bar ready to go. That's because this was a speakeasy during Prohibition. It was disguised as a barber shop. So you could go in there and get a buzz and a cut. Here's another one of our 3 boat locations. They all do the same routes. They just tell better jokes than me. This location is in front of the Aztec Theater coming up on the right side. The Aztec Theater opened up in the Roaring 20s as a silent movie picture palace with an exotic Aztec theme. As we pass, if you look up on the balcony on the right, you'll see a really big Aztec sculpture up there. Olmec. Straight ahead of us, the most famous bridge on the Riverwalk. This is Salinas Bridge. Named for the Tejano singer and dancer Sarina Bitty Betty Bamba. You may have seen Jennifer Lopez up here at the top of this bridge, and she played Selena in the movie. A lot of people like to recreate that scene, which is why this is also called the Kissing Bridge.
Look at
Yeah.
Selena
That's
on
so
the
show.
bridge.
It's baby
Hi
Salina.
up there.
Hello.
Although I think this should be called
Hey,
the Selfie
baby
Bridge.
Selena.
After the tour, y'all can walk over here and get your selfie. On the left, with the prettier buildings you'll see out here tonight, the La Mansion Hotel is in a Spanish colonial revivalist style. It's on the site of the original campus of St. Mary's
I
University.
cannot see
It's
it.
now on the west side of San Antonio. Well, the alumni built this hotel. We've got lots of ice cream places out here, lots of options to screen for ice cream. And the Riverwalk is open container. Most of the restaurants do drinks to go. After the cruise, you can also screen for margaritas too. I recommend you do something to cool off. With humidity, it's still like 100 out. At least it feels that way. So be sure to get some water, some air conditioning after this. Captain Emily ahead of us has been nice enough to let us pass, so we're gonna pass her on the left side. After we pop out from under this bridge, look on the left side of the river, straight up at the top of the building for an optical illusion.
Ooh. I don't know.
Straight up on the left side.
Ah.
This is building with Platzion.
What the? Did you see that bird?
Ooh.
Oh my.
That was the Nix Hospital building. One of the first hospitals in the country to have air conditioning.
Oh.
Comedian Carol Burnett was born in that hospital, as well as Oliver North from the Iran-Contra scandal. It's where you'll find most of the live music out on the Riverwalk tonight. There'll probably be a band or two around the corner, maybe even a DJ. Don't know what you call a disc jockey with a graduate degree? A mix master. Dr. Dre obviously has his PhD. That joke was for me. Straight ahead of us, a shortcut to the Alamo. Go straight to the Hyatt Regency Hotel ahead of us. Out the back.
Oh, our hotel line.
Yeah, like, directly in front of the Alamo. Just go through those doors where they're playing jazz.
Sarap ako.
Sarap ang kada.
Sarap.
Whatever.
What is that song?
I don't know. How dare you say that to the man playing it over there?
I'm sorry, like that.
Cool thing about jazz is if you play the wrong
Ah,
note,
yeah.
just keep playing it, it becomes the right note. On the right is the Casino Club building. This was a private German-American club. Later it was turned into an apartment building. Many of y'all remember the miniseries Roots. The author of the book Roots, Alex Haley, he lived at the Casino Club on the right back in the 1970s. This part of the Riverwalk is called Restaurant Square. It's where you'll find the majority of the Riverside dining. It's also where you'll find the majority of the ducks, because the ducks want tortilla chips. They go quackers for crackers. I'll see the ducks up ahead, the patos.
You're the pigeon.
Hello, pigeon. Eh.
I mean, duck. You're right here.
Y'all know when ducks wake up in the morning? The quack of dawn. You know these ducks out here, they're called summer ducks. Some are here, some are over there, some are everywhere. Wow, y'all really quacked up over my duck jokes. But if you didn't like them, I apologize for the foul language. Speaking of foul language, do y'all know why ducks have tail feathers? To cover up their butt flaps. That's why Donald Duck doesn't have to wear pants. True story. So far we've mostly been on the natural part of the river, but that's about to change. We're going to take a little detour, go down the completely man-made part of the river for the majority of the rest of the tour. So everything ahead of us, this was all excavated out for the 1968 World's Fair to expand the Riverwalk.
Yeah.
I'll hear about the two fish inside of a tank. One says to the other, how do you drive this thing?
I did not see another bridge coming after that bridge.
Ahead of us on the left are a bunch of flags I'd like to point out. You can see Old Glory, the Texas Lone Star, and the third flag on the left is the city of San Antonio's flag. It's blue and red with a big white Lone Star, and the Alamo in the center of the star. You know, Texas is famous for its pecan pie. If y'all order some for desserts, be sure to tell the server to remember the Alamo. Told you they're going to keep getting worse and worse. Ahead of us on the right is a butterfly garden. As we pass, as you look up on the right, you'll see two really big flowers. Coming up on the right, a yellow columbine flower and a lantana flower. These are partially made from bicycle parts. They've been recycled. We're about to see the centerpiece of the 1968 World's Fair. After the waterfall, look way up on the right between the gap and the trees. That's the Tower of the Americas, way up on the right at 2 o'clock. At the time of its construction, the Tower of the Americas was the tallest observation tower in the United States. It is a restaurant that rotates all the way around about every 45 minutes. If any of y'all are looking for a challenge, the record time to climb the 952 stairs, 5 minutes, 18 seconds. I recommend taking the elevator. Y'all know you win if you beat the record? Trip to the hospital. I've actually never been up to the tower. I need to go up there one of these days. Straight ahead of us, you'll see a sculpture of a woman gazing at a star.
Oh, never mind.
Her name is Stargazer. She's made out of volcanic stone block from Mexico. The star is made from marble. Some of the other drivers say if you walk around behind her, you can see a really big crack. Hey, y'all want to see my duck impression? Alright, here it is. 1, 2, 3. I had to learn this the hard way. It really hurt. This is our most popular boat location because it's the only one that has permanent shade. So all these captains, we all have the same
There
bullet
might be a
points
crack
we
in the
cover.
crack. Look,
Roughly, we just have our own spin on it.
there ain't no
And
crack.
out of all your choices, y'all got stuck with the guy with the bad jokes. Sorry about that. We're gonna wait for this other boat ahead of us to come out. It's a little bit of a tight squeeze ahead.
So we done? No. Oh. The board there. He said we could watch someone's TV through the window.
I want to travel.
There you go.
Which one? Oh, that guy. Hello.
Alright, y'all, we're now entering the lagoon and the shops at River Center. This is a shopping mall. It has restaurants as well as an IMAX theater. Parents, the mall also has an LEGO store. Just giving you a heads up in case you want to avoid it. So you don't have to spend all your money there. Little bump coming up.
He got hit.
I don't want to knock over their cocktails. These boats are so fancy, the drivers have to drive with their pinkies up. So there's another shortcut to the Alamo through the mall. You can just follow the sign straight through there. It's just on the other side. Although it is, I have had some people get disappointed when they found out it was the Alamo and not the Elmo.
I rather
Sam, there's sugar factory. Look.
No, I don't like. I want to go to the Elmo.
One time we were heading under this little bridge.
Yo,
We were
Brad.
ambushed by a boy with a squirt
Pat.
gun. He got the whole right side of the boat with a super soaker. Would have been nice on a hot summer day. Unfortunately, it was in February. It was a bummer. I'm often asked where folks can find the most authentic Tex-Mex on the Riverwalk. It's in a restaurant behind us inside the food court. It's called Taco Bell. They have quesalupas, just like your mommy used to make. And freshly squeezed Baja Blast. If you want to go shopping in the mall but your spouse does not want to join you, we have an adult daycare center ahead of us on the right side.
Don't bring his
You
there.
can just drop them off over there. My
Don't
wife doesn't
do
let
it.
me go to that daycare. And if you check out our boats, you'll see that they're all in a papel picado style. There's the Mexican craft paper banners put up for holidays and celebrations. The name of our boat is the Sun Boat. You'll see the sun design all around our outside panels. And the 300